my gosh. Did you see the reunion?
Yes.
Babes.
Child.
Babes.
Child.
Babes.
Where do we even start?
I'm going to start with Devin and Virginia.
Perfect. Thank you for saying that. Because that man needs help.
Is just like a pathological liar.
There is no straight and narrow with that man.
And he's not even a good liar.
Terrible liar.
Like, if you're gonna be a liar, a pathological one at that, like Risa Tisa's man, at least he was on the phone, fake, making bank statements and stuff.
Fake.
This man would just be like, "Oh, I'm at the zoo.
No,
I can see that you're in an office. Oh no, I'm at the zoo. What? Where's the logic,
sir? Like, oh yeah, I was gonna give you the check after we got married, but
Right.
you have it now.
But you haven't even told me that there was a check to be
begin
given.
with. Like,
honey, I've had to find out through your mother. And she had to find out that his ex was at their wedding.
Baby.
Through the ex, because she didn't even know that was an ex.
That one was the one that I said, yeah, hit the nail right on the head. Get him out.
But you know what we're all forgetting is their bed pillow talk.
Mm-hmm.
When they're talking about their politics.
Child. This whole season, I think, really just shined a light on why I will never be stepping foot in the state of Minnesota.
Honey.
Because that entire category, I'm not saying that was all of them, but the fact that everybody
there was asked about politics, he'd be like, what are your thoughts? Oh, okay.
I loved Virginia's the way she took Devin down. She said, I don't feel comfortable sharing his beliefs in politics, but I will just go ahead and let y'all know what I stand for and what I believe and what I think is right, and infer from that what you will.
Right, because we did not align.
We did not align in those ways.
Yeah.
Same with Sarah and Ben. Her, I was like, you know what? I was even giving her credit. I say, you know what? I like that she's doing this, but in the back of my head, you know me, I'm always, I don't trust white women. White women I don't trust.
Because it's like, he told you in the pods that he didn't think about George Floyd. Mind you, Minnesota is where George Floyd was murdered, and they literally live there. And he's like, George Floyd, I don't really ever think about him. He never crossed my mind.
Doesn't really affect me. Doesn't really even cross. Not my thing.
2020, were there protests?
Oh yeah.
What happened in 2020? There was a pandemic. I remember that.
Sorry, I was too busy in LA trying to launch my influencer career.
Oh, were buildings set on fire? What? Or in my neighborhood? Or the next street over? Wow.
Listen,
I'm like, how tone deaf? So that would have been my inkling right there. But also, I'm a Black woman.
On top of that, it was the whole well, my sister is gay. I said, girl, your sister is gay, and this is already. I always say that, like, if any of my close friends are like with a partner who is very much homophobic or transphobic or whatever, I'll be like, I'm questioning you now, because if that's the partner you chose to spend the rest of your life with, and that means you somehow align somewhere down the line. And I'm just like, oh, now I'm looking at you side. But then her sister was like, so do you, because of how you feel and how do you think this is good? I said, if you don't knock your sister. What? No, her sister, when they were at when they finally left the pods and they were meeting each other, right? They were at that restaurant with the sister. The sister was like, so do you think that you two will make it because of whatever? I said, girl, you asking the wrong question. Yeah. If I was in them pods, first thing I would have asked, what is your voting record in the past 3 elections?
Where were you January 6th?
No, what was your voting record in the past 3 elections?
She asked him that. Well, he said he didn't vote in the last elections.
That would have easily been like, thank you for your time.
And I hope you're talking about Joe Biden versus Trump and not Kamala Harris versus Trump that you didn't vote.
Well,
you didn't vote for Kamala?
It had to be the Joe Biden because they filmed this.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Yeah. Because what do you mean?
Because, okay.
But also, with Sarah, I was like, girl, you knew this in the pods.
That's the other thing.
That this man already wasn't
in the pods, and you still
politically, he was quote unquote apolitical, or at least he wasn't saying how
that's
he
some
feels.
Bullshit.
But then it's like, oh, this means so much to me, like, and then she kept bringing it up. But I was kind of like, you knew this early on. But I will give her grace, because let me tell you what I learned. Them go dogs. Is that a lot of white women do not play about getting married, especially
that MRS degree, that MRS.
in college. So I was trying to put it in perspective that like she's older. I know this is like something she's been wanting to tick off. Like, you
all
know,
her friends already are.
Yeah, where she's like, there's a lot of pressure for me to get married right now. So let me try to give this guy who seems like an overall nice guy a chance. And especially, I think white people don't see the harm in the ignorance of other white people. They're just like, oh, you can learn. Like, oh, it's fine. Like, I'll teach you.
It's fine. I can change him.
Yeah.
I'll be the girl. No.
So I was trying to give her, I was giving her some grace on that.
Or that whole nonsense that happened with like during the thing with Kamala, or during the voting time with Kamala. It was like white women were like, yeah, my vote is going to cancel out his.
Right.
Girl.
Like, why are you with him?
Like,
let's start there.
Be so fucking for
the
real
call
right
is
now.
Coming from inside the house, honey.
Please and thank you.
But yeah, I did see this whole thing of, I guess it's like a thing in the white community, like the conservative men, and they want their liberal wife, but not too liberal.
Girl, the way people have been coming out, like conservative men are coming out and being like, we actually don't want conservative women. We want liberal women, but not too liberal to where like you're making me question like I'm like,
I think some
to the point where like they're like masking their conservativeness in like on like dating apps and like dating other people.
The men are?
Yes. They're like full on just being like not upfront about
what do you have to hide, John? Why are you hiding that if you're so
back to this
proud?
Who had a lot to say. Miley, what's good?
Like why are you hiding this?
Why are you hiding?
It's nothing to be ashamed of.
Come on out. We're not gonna jump you.
We just want to talk.
We just want to talk.
Okay.
But I'm like, it's not because it doesn't make sense to me. But I'm like, but these are the women y'all want. These are the the
ones you're choosing.
Like the ones that want to be trad wives, the ones that want us to be homemakers. The ones that are wanting to be very much like doting on their husband. But then why are you over here chasing Olga with the blue hair and the septum piercing at the Starbucks? Like,
that's what kills me. Like, I don't know. Like, some conservative men really have an affinity for liberal women that I think that they want to like control a little bit. Be like, yeah, she's real liberal leaning, but once we're together,
I'm gonna change her.
Knocking that back.
It seems like they all just confused trying to change each other. But I'm like, look,
facts.
Y'all
go
are
find somebody who aligns with you.
Swim up a downstream. Please be very real with yourself. You're fighting a very tough battle because one of you is definitely right and the other one is horribly wrong.
And you need to go where you think the person is right instead of trying to change other people.
Somebody else on TikTok made a video and said the reason why a lot of these conservative men want liberal women, but not conservative, like traditional women who are like very much like want to be homemakers and stuff is because
they can't afford it.
They don't want to be the single like breadwinner in a lot of these households.
Okay.
Because these conservative women want them to be traditional like men.
Right.
Whereas like liberal women are just like, baby, we can, split half and half. I'm like, oh, yeah, I see what it is.
You want the traditional. It was like Keke Palmer's baby daddy talking about this is not the way that a mom needs to behave, and having all of these traditional viewpoints.
What do you bring to the table?
You're not even working. Keke Palmer is the breadwinner of the family. So what do you mean all of a sudden now she has to fit this traditional mold when you want it? When financially y'all don't fit the traditional mold at all, even like as a family, because you've already had this baby out of wedlock. So don't start coming here now with your traditional mindsets, like please, when it benefits you.
Get thee away from me. Thank you. Okay? Like, y'all are too much. Like all these dating shows, Pop the
Love
Balloon.
is Blind needs to go. Oh my God, on a serious note, did you hear on Love is Blind Argentina, there was a man who tried to murder his wife or fiance after they got hooked up on that show.
Yeah. Cut the cameras. Cut the entire series. Cut all the spin-offs from all the international shows, because how the fuck did AD and Ollie get together?
Okay.
That's my question.
Okay.
I love it for my girl AD. I hope she's not just chasing a ring because the next man proposed. Girl, I love this for you. But how did them two continents don't meet? What Netflix event did y'all go to?
Whose boat did y'all meet on? Because y'all are in two different landscapes.
It's giving 90 Day Fiance.
Ollie said, look, it didn't work over here in the UK. Let me go see what them US girls talking about.
I want to know how did y'all, them two continents don't meet? How did y'all?
I would not have guessed it, but Ollie, I don't hate him for AD because he was a pretty kind guy, if I could remember correctly from the show. Like he he had severe ADD, I think he was struggling with. So he just needs somebody, who's willing to be patient and stuff with him. But he didn't have any
He found the
faults.
AD to his ADD. Sorry, it was there. I had to.
That was good. I didn't even see that.
He found the AD to his ADD.
You're repeating it for a while. But like I don't remember any like glaring red flags from him. Like with Clay, honey. I don't know when his season was, but I don't think we'll forget about that man for a while because every 5 seconds he'd be like, my dad cheated on my mom for 25 years. I grew up at my mistress the mistress's house, going over there every night. I don't know if I'm ready for marriage.
Clay's dad was like, "The fuck am I catching strays for, bro? I did what I did, yes, but like, grow the fuck up.
Now why am I in there?
And why am I in?
He's like, everybody I've ever looked up to cheated on their spouse, but I'm gonna try to stay loyal to you if I want to get married. I don't even know if I want to get married. I'd be like, bro, why are you on this show?
But speaking of getting married, the when Sarah and Ben got to the altar, other than all the stuff that happened with Ben on TikTok, I don't know if you've seen it, but if you have, it was a fucking mess. This girl came out.
Wait, tell me after.
Okay.
Anyway. No, tell me after this story, not after the podcast. Okay. I want to hear it all.
So like they get to the altar and like, they're asking like, are you, and Sarah goes first, right? Well, according to a lot of people who were like in the bars in Minnesota and like were around Ben, like he was out there bragging, talking about I'm gonna turn her down first. Like when I get up there, I'm only doing girl.
What?
Oh yeah, he was yapping his mouth off, talking about this is gonna launch my next thing. He was a cloud chaser basically.
No, because
and so the girl,
nothing about him gives genuine.
And so a girl who went to college with him and went on a date with him put out a story on TikTok when it was announced that like the cast was announced, right? And they were like, oh, I know this man. He's been going around town. I dated him back in college. He had a minor league like baseball career, but then he moved to LA when that didn't work out to start like an influencer content creator career or whatever. But then that didn't work out. And so he moved back and I guess that's when he got Love is Blind. And so now he's going to be using this to launch. And he's like apparently been seen out in the bars talking to like saying these things. And apparently he was like, yeah, the girl who I'm not even going to make it all the way down the, or like when he does get down the aisle, he's not even going to say yes, he's going to say no. It's be like a shock value because the entire season he's been like this stand-up guy, But then they flipped out ahead. They were like, we're going to ask Sarah first. So it's like,
he didn't even get the chance.
Yes. But I think they like addressed like all the TikTok stuff like in the reunion a little bit.
Did they? I remember Sarah being like, you said you were gonna come visit me while she was in Nashville or some random ass place.
That whole Nashville nonsense.
Yeah, and then he was like, what? Like you said that we broke up. And I'm like, this is how I know that Ben, he never gave genuine to me. Like it gave a whole facade. Disguise. Yeah. And then so for you to be telling her that you're gonna come see her for 2 weeks or up to 2 months and then go on TV and be like, well, we broke up, like I had no intentions of seeing you, and trying to make her look crazy for even thinking like that is so insane to me, because it was the way that he was wording things that I was like, oh, he's lying. Like he can't even fully deny what she's saying. He's just trying to spin it on its head, and he's doing a terrible job at it.
Bruh.
Like it's giving American Psycho, but like you don't know how to be that manipulative.
And then the fact that apparently like after all of that happened in Nashville, it wasn't until he got like the reunion was about to come around that he even reached out to her after not talking to her after she left and was like, hey, let's link up till we can discuss
the reunion and like how we're gonna answer forward this
with like these answers and stuff. And I was just like,
as if you're supposed to come up front as a couple.
But apparently a PS season cast member was the one who reached out to him and told him, like,
Jimmy, whoever that is, I don't even remember who Jimmy is.
Was it Jimmy?
Is Jimmy the one that got with the Megan Fox lookalike?
Yes.
Is that him?
I think it was Jimmy.
So Jimmy told him like, be ready for the reunion.
Was it Jimmy? I know it was AD and the Megan
AD and Megan.
No, Megan the girl who said
the Megan Fox girl.
Megan Fox dupe. Yes, her. It was her and AD season, right?
I don't know. I just heard the name Jimmy. And I was like, I don't know who that boy is.
No, I don't think it was Jimmy. It was the one who met up with with one of the girls and like his location was off or something like that.
I don't
Either
know.
way,
I
it
just
was
know his name was Jimmy.
Either way, it was one of the bad ones from one of the previous seasons. I don't know if it was Jimmy for sure because
I know his name was Jimmy.
Oh, okay.
I remember that because I was like, who is Jimmy?
Oh, well.
Well, anyways, Jimmy told Ben
to prep. And Ben was like, let me reach out to Sarah so we can prep. And Sarah was like, what the fuck? I haven't heard from you since I left for Nashville like weeks ago. And now you want to talk about, let's go. But that's the reason why you want to call? It was
like months, I think.
I was like, that's the reason why you want to call and contact me?
He needs to try to savor that image. And
fuck fuck your bullshit.
Terrible at it. And I could just... Because every time she would ask him about politics, he would just try to smile and be quiet.
Yes.
I feel like he did not know. He did not expect this, coming in. Especially going to, you're going to date another white woman. A lot of them are not going to ask you.
They're not going to hold you up to the fucking flame.
Okay, to be like, where were you 2020? Where were you January 6th?
What were you doing January 6th?
Who did you vote for? Why did you vote that way?
Right.
So he was just here like, I did not prepare for this in my notes.
He was like,
nobody told me. I asked ChatGPT.
My PR team did not prepare me
I'm firing my publicist after this. Whatever you want, Sarah. However you believe.
Some bullshit, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, all in all, I just think